Today we will talk about a dramatic, romantic, and mysterious movie. The movie's title is Deep Water. The movie tells the story of a husband and his wife. The husband was allowing to his wife to make love with several men in front of him. He was trying as much as possible to avoid divorce and chaos. But after a while, the husband became one of the suspects because his wife's lovers began to disappear by mysterious circumstances. So, continue to the last movie to understand the events. The movie begins with Vic and his wife Melinda, a married couple raising their daughter Trixie. Melinda gets ready to accompany Vic to a party at a friend's place, arranging a babysitter for their daughter. Upon arrival, Melinda separates from Vic to greet her friend Joel warmly, causing Vic distress as he observes their closeness. Despite his discomfort, Vic suppresses his emotions to keep their relationship intact. Melinda introduces Joel to Vic, then departs, leaving Joel alone with Vic. Vic confronts Joel about Martin's former boyfriend, insinuating responsibility for Martin's demise due to his proximity to Melinda. This revelation unsettles Joel, prompting him to leave the party. Abruptly, Melinda becomes upset with Joel for his sudden departure. Melinda attributed Joel's departure to her husband Vic, though he denied any involvement. Vic, typically reserved, deeply cared for his wife despite their differences. Upon returning home, Vic paid the babysitter before noticing Melinda inappropriately attired while making coffee, which infuriated him. He reprimanded her for her clothing in front of the babysitter, causing a rift between them. Despite Melinda's anger, Vic approached her, urging her to consider someone wiser than Joel, inquiring if he loved her solely for her intelligence. Vic admitted it was a factor, but Melinda felt otherwise, stating she pursued a relationship with Joel for that reason. Calmly, she requested Vic to leave the room. Vic retreated to the basement, revealing his affection for snails, which he tended to lovingly. He assumed responsibilities at home, preparing breakfast and chauffeuring their daughter to school, while Melinda remained uninvolved in household duties. After dropping his daughter off at school, Vic encountered a friend who questioned him about a murder without Vic disclosing anything. Perplexed, Vic asked how she found out, only to learn Joel had been spreading rumors in town, accusing Vic of being responsible for killing Melinda's friend. And upon returning home, Melinda discovered that her husband had confronted Joel, prompting her to demand an apology from Vic. Later, Vic met with his friends, who informed him about the rumors Joel had been spreading. They advised Vic to rein in Melinda's behavior, as they believed she was in the wrong. Melinda extended an invitation to Joel for dinner, where he shared details about his new job in Mexico, mentioning his imminent departure. The following morning, Melinda expressed her desire to visit Mexico, and Joel hinted at the prospect of her joining him at his house. During the conversation, Melinda expressed her discontent about her husband's lack of excitement and wished he were more conventional. Vic remarked that if he were normal, Joel wouldn't be in their company. As Joel excused himself to the bathroom, Melinda requested Vic read a story to their daughter and put her to bed, which he did, observing his wife dancing and enjoying time with Joel. Vic was irked following a request from Melinda. Vic engaged in conversation with Joel, however. When Joel asked for an apology for a past incident at a party, Vic declined and urged Joel to leave due to the lateness of the hour, warning of potential danger if Joel stayed. Fearing the situation, Joel promptly departed. The following day, they attended a party where Melinda was socializing with friends. However, she felt a surge of jealousy and annoyance upon seeing Vic donk with another girl. Despite her feelings, she tried to mask her emotions. On their way back home, Melinda remained angry with Vic, who chose to stay silent. Soon after, Vic received a call informing him that Melinda was sending money for piano lessons to someone named Charles. This prompted Vic to search for Charles and attend one of his shows. Surprisingly, he found Melinda there, but discreetly left without her noticing. Upon returning home, Vic learned from the news about the discovery of Martin, Melinda's friend's body. He informed his wife, who was taken aback and started crying. The subsequent day, Vic noticed Charles carrying a bouquet of roses. However, upon returning home, he was shocked to find a similar bouquet in his house. Enraged, he discarded the roses and tended to his snails before heading to bed. One day he woke up to find his wife absent from home. When she returned, he questioned her about her lateness and expenses, but she didn't respond and instead provoked him. The next day they hosted a party inviting close friends, but Vic was taken aback by the unexpected presence of Charles. His anger escalated when he witnessed his wife embracing Charles. Despite Melinda's attempts to introduce Charles, Vic left abruptly. Continuing to keep an eye on his wife, Vic lost sight of her for a while until he spotted her and Charles behind a closed door in a room, observing them heading towards the swimming pool. His anger surged. A sudden rain shower drove everyone indoors, leaving only Vic and Charles outside. Moments later, Vic entered the house. Melinda frantically searched for Charles but was horrified to discover his body in the pool, prompting her to scream in terror. Upon police arrival, Melinda accused her husband of Charles's death, but Vic remained calm and denied the accusation. Vic's friends provided an alibi to the police, asserting that Vic was present inside during the incident. Consequently, Vic was cleared of the charge due to lack of evidence against him. Afterward, Vic confronted his wife, inquiring if she desired a divorce, but she remained silent, leaving the question unanswered. Subsequently, we witnessed Vic pondering the crime he's been accused of while riding his bicycle. His attention is caught by a car observing him. Days later, while walking in the street, he notices the same car parked near a restaurant. Intrigued, he enters the restaurant and finds his wife accompanied by a man. Vic joins them, attempting to learn more about the man who claims to be a psychiatrist. However, Vic's suspicious prompts him to inquire about the man's clinic, only to discover that he recently arrived in the city and does not yet have a clinic. When Vic asks to see the man's work ID, the man refuses, raising further doubts. Vic decides to leave. Following extensive investigations, Vic traces rumors circulating about him to a person named Don. He disclosed Don's involvement with Melinda, who provided money to observe him. Upon returning home, he noticed his wife with someone else inside. He tended to his daughter. Later that night, he witnessed his wife planning a trip to Brazil with her new boyfriend, leading to his intense anger. The following day, during dinner, his wife's friend Tony visited. Vic was upset but tried to keep his temper in check. After dinner, Melinda left with her boyfriend while Vic stayed washing the dishes. Days later, Vic encountered Tony again and offered him a ride. Tony agreed, but upon reaching a forest, Vic attacked him with stones until Tony was killed. He then tied the body with stones and disposed of it in the river. Days after Tony's disappearance, the relationship between him and his wife started to mend. They decided to take a trip back to the same forest. However, Vic noticed the body in the river and urgently requested they return home to prevent his wife from discovering it. When they got home, she mentioned forgetting her clothing in the forest. Vic, trying to conceal the truth, decided to retrieve it alone. Meanwhile, Melinda, exploring the basement, stumbled upon Tony's wallet, causing her distress as she realized her husband was behind her friend's deaths in the forest. Vic attempted to hide the body in the river but was unexpectedly spotted by Don, who had grown suspicious of him. Don threatened to inform the authorities, prompting Vic to pursue him. However, Don's car met with an accident, plunging into the river, leading to his demise. Following this, Vic returned home where his wife awaited him. She confessed that she had learned the truth, but chose to forgive and move forward, understanding her own mistakes. Despite everything, Vic decided to stay by her side, and they decided to live together and forget their bad past. Here's the end. Subscribe for more movies like these.